Hello, football faithful, and welcome back to the JK Sports Show, only on JK Sports Network. Your home for Premier League passion, tactical talk, and just the right amount of glorious football chaos. I'm your host, JK, and tonight we're diving headfirst into the business end of the season with one headline question. Aston Villa send shockwaves through the league, but who will actually qualify for Europe? Joining me as always, the heartbeat of our tactical engine room, Sofia James, and a man who's seen more Premier League action than most clubs have silverware, the one and only Marc Wallace.
Hey, JK, great to be back. Honestly, what a time to be covering football. The table's tighter than a VR call and every weekend feels like a knockout round.
Evening, folks. I'm telling you, forget Netflix. If you want drama, suspense and shock twists, the Premier League's your binge-worthy series right now.
Let's start with the shock of the weekend. Villa 4, Newcastle 1. Absolute demolition, a statement win, and maybe more than that. Sophia, how do you see it?
Honestly, it was a near-perfect performance. From the off, Villa looked laser-focused. High energy, intense pressing, clinical finishing. Emery had them dialed in tactically. The midfield controlled everything, and Ollie Watkins, he's not just hot, he's volcanic.
And the way they opened the scoring, fast, decisive, with real purpose. Newcastle looked stunned. You don't often say that about Eddie Howe's side, but they were chasing shadows. I think it's the best anyone's played against Newcastle all season.
And let's not forget, Villa came into this off the back of a gut-punch Champions League exit midweek. A lot of teams crumble after that. They came out swinging. Is this a team that's not just competing, but ready to take a Champions League spot and run with it?
Definitely. There's a real identity in this Villa side now. They know who they are, how they want to play, and everyone's buying in. They're not passengers, they're drivers.
Yeah, and physically they look sharp too. Some of the bigger clubs are hitting fatigue. Villa are peaking. Momentum is everything right now.
So let's zoom out and take in the bigger picture. Villa's win takes them level with Nottingham Forest, just 2 behind Newcastle. Meanwhile, City handle business against Everton to hold on to third. Between third and seventh, 5 points. Sophia, are we looking at the tightest top-half race in years?
Without a doubt. Every single week the table reshuffles. Form is volatile. Chelsea could jump back in with a win at Fulham. Forest could slip out of the top 5 by Monday. It's chaos. Beautiful, stressful chaos.
Look at the names in play. City, Spurs, Newcastle, Villa, Chelsea, Forest, Brighton, West Ham. And I'm not ruling out Palace either. They're 12th and 5 points off 7th. That tells you everything.
And depending on UEFA coefficients and cup outcomes, the door's open for 8, maybe even 11 Premier League sides to make Europe next season. Let's unpack the madness. So, the top tier, the Champions League. What's the real situation, Sophia?
Base allocation 5 clubs thanks to England's high UEFA coefficient. But here's where it gets interesting. If Arsenal win the Champions League but finish outside the top 4, that's 6 spots. Then, if Man United or Spurs win the Europa League and also finish outside the top 5, we're talking about 7 English clubs in the Champions League.
A lot of moving parts, but that's the edge these teams are balancing on. Villa could finish 4th and still not get in depending on who wins what in Europe, although realistically 5 or 6 teams is where it'll likely land.
It raises the stakes for the next round of fixtures. Villa have City away next. Season defining?
Massive. And Forest at Spurs is another huge one. These are Champions League qualifiers in disguise.
Okay, next tier down, the Europa League. Marc, walk us through it.
2 routes in. One is finishing 6th. The other is through the FA Cup. Now, if the FA Cup winner already qualifies for Europe through the league, that spot drops to the next highest placed team. Throw in Chelsea. If they win the Conference League and finish outside the top 5, they'll go into the Europa League too, possibly opening up another slot.
This is where the real fun begins. 7th place might actually get you a proper European ticket. So teams sitting mid-table right now, they're very much alive in this race.
I mean, even Brentford and Wolves are sniffing around. In a season like this, nobody's coasting. Now let's talk Conference League. Right now, Newcastle have that spot because of the Carabao Cup, but they're in the top 4. So what happens?
If Newcastle finish top 4, their Conference League spot via the Cup gets passed down, potentially to 7th, maybe even 8th or 9th again, depending on FA Cup and European winners. The door's wide open.
You could see a team finishing 9th or 10th sneaking into Europe. Palace are lurking, and if they string a few wins together, why not?
So, let's go full conspiracy mode. Could 11 English teams qualify for Europe next season?
Only under this wild scenario. Arsenal win the Champions League, United or Spurs win the Europa League, Chelsea win the Conference League, and all of them finish outside the top 6. If that happens, 11.
It's bonkers. But football is bonkers. Remember Leicester? Nobody saw that coming either.
Still the greatest plot twist in football history. All right, let's bring it home. I want predictions. Your top 5 and your wildcard European qualifier. Sophia, you're up.
Right? City 3rd, Villa 4th, Spurs 5th, Newcastle just miss. And I'll say Brighton grab the Conference League ticket. Steady hands.
I'll go City, Newcastle and Spurs in 3rd to 5th. Villa just outside. And for the wild card, I'm going full bold. Palace sneak into Europe. I like their form.
I love it. I'm not making picks. I'm just here to stir the pot and watch the fireworks. But one thing is clear. This season is nowhere near done. Every game is a battle, every point matters, and every club is still dreaming. Big thanks as always to our all-star panel, Sofia James and Marc Wallace. You've both been phenomenal tonight, and to everyone tuning in around the world, keep your eyes open because the best is yet to come. From all of us here at JK Sports Network, stay safe, stay passionate, and we'll see you next time on the JK Sports Show. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's your show, it's your team, it's JK Sports Network.